In the previous lecture, we saw how you can import and export unstructured data in SQL Server using the var binary data type. Now we're going to see a more modern technology for handling unstructured data in SQL Server database engine, and that is the FILESTREAM feature. So the FILESTREAM feature allows storing unstructured data, for example, music files, video files, documents, and other types of files, onto the NTFS or REFS file systems and manipulate it via the database engine. This can be achieved via integration of the database engine and the file systems listed above. Note that the FILESTREAM feature in SQL Server uses the NT system cache for caching file data in order to avoid causing overheads to the database engine. Note that the FILESTREAM feature in SQL Server can be configured in SQL Server Configuration Manager and SSMS. So now let's talk about the process of enabling and using FILESTREAM in SQL Server, which is a 4-step approach. So the first step is to enable FILESTREAM. To this end, you go to SQL Server Configuration Manager and you open the service properties for SQL Server and you enable FILESTREAM from there. So after that, you restart SQL Server and then you create or alter a FILESTREAM enabled database. You do that in SSMS. The third step is to create a table for storing FILESTREAM data. Again, you do that from SSMS, and the fourth step is of course to store and access blobs and unstructured data, and you use T-SQL to store this data in SQL Server, and you can use either T-SQL or the file system directly to access this data. So now we are ready to proceed to the next demo where we are going to import and export unstructured data in SQL Server using FILESTREAM. So this is our development environment. Again, in scene demos, I'm having the same image file I used in the previous demo with the var binary data type. So this is the image file we are going to use in this example as well, sampleimage.png, and this is the contents of the image file. So the first step is to go to SQL Server Configuration Manager and enable FILESTREAM. Okay, so we go to SQL Server Services, we select the SQL Server service, we go to Properties, and there is a tab dedicated to FILESTREAM. From here you can enable FILESTREAM for Transact SQL access, this is what we need, and you can also enable it for File I/O access, and that means if you check this checkbox here, a window share will be created that would be allowing to access the data via the file system directly as well. I will be also allowing remote clients to access the FILESTREAM data. Note that this is a demo environment, so if you are working on production environments or any other environments that are not used just for demo purposes, you should be very careful with the permissions on this share, and maybe you do not want to allow remote client access to FILESTREAM data. But for the sake of this demo, I will be using this option as well. But in the end of the day, it's up to you whether you want to use this option or not. So we click Apply, click OK, and we switch back to the SSMS. This is the script I prepared. And now we need to configure the FILESTREAM access level to 2. So we do that. And then let's create a special sample database that will be used for this demo. To this end, I'm going to create the FILESTREAM database. If you do not want to create a new database, you can alter an existing database and add a FILESTREAM file group. But since I want to show the process from the beginning, I will be creating a new database from scratch. So I'm creating the database, I'm specifying the FILESTREAM data here. So I'm specifying the data file for my FILESTREAM. I'm creating a file group that contains FILESTREAM, and that is FILESTREAM DBFS, and I will be using this directory and file for that, as well as a FILESTREAM log. So I'm creating the database here. So let's switch back to the database. And now let's create a table called files. I will be creating this table by using 3 columns. The ID column, which is a unique identifier. file name, which is varchar100 for storing the name of the file, and the actual file, which is var binary max FILESTREAM. So let's create the table. Do not get confused from the fact that we are using var binary max here, because as you can see next to this we are using the FILESTREAM keyword, and that specifies that FILESTREAM will be used for storing this data. So now let's refresh the database view here. So we have our FILESTREAM DB. Let's check the tables, and you can see that the files table has been created. Now the last step is to insert a file, that is unstructured data, in our FILESTREAM enabled table. So again, I will be using the insert into command, and also I will be using, just like I did in the previous demo with the var binary data type, the open rows end command. So I will be importing the file scene-demos sample image.png right into my table. So let's execute this insertion command, and you can see that the execution was successful. So what happened right now? Let's check. And let's go back to scene-demos where we specified the FILESTREAM directory. It is scene-demos FILESTREAM. So we go to scene-demos FILESTREAM, and you can see the FILESTREAM1 directory is there. So if we go there, you can see that this is our file. So even though the file is listed in our table, it is actually stored on the file system. And let me prove that to you. So let's create a copy of this file in order not to change the file here. So let's create a copy here, and let's rename this copy to image.png. Let's open the file, and you can see that this is our image file, which is quite awesome. So you can see that FILESTREAM allows you to handle unstructured data right through the relational tables, but the actual data is not stored in the database. The data is stored on the file system, and you can control it using T-SQL, but at the same time you do not create any overheads to the database engine since they are stored on the file system. Great. So now our environment is ready for performing the live demonstration for the file tables feature, because we have our share, and I'm going to show you an even more easy way to handle unstructured data in SQL Server via that share we created earlier. This video is part of my online course, Essential SQL Server Development Tips for SQL Developers. Check the video description for enrolling to the course with a major discount. Thank you for watching this video.